So yeah, after our last meeting, when we were syncing over, previous recordings and the flow that you recommend instead of diving in and saying, "Hey, don't do this." It's like, here's a game plan. So
Right.
I have that game plan written out here, pretty much word for word from the flow chart that you showed me. And I'm sorry that you probably can't read every word. I definitely can,
I know
but
that shape though. That's
yeah.
great.
And what's great is about halfway through right here is the good fit, the no, the yes
Yep.
guidance. And that portion is so much easier for me now to navigate and not waste any more time. Um, and I don't know if that meeting that you watched, if I executed it as well as I needed to or have been doing since then, but it's one of those things where I was almost not all the way qualifying them until the very, very end, or maybe they weren't even really qualified to the point at the end of the call where I had plenty of stuff to do to ask people on the team for clarity. And I think that's what was overwhelming for me and kind of sucking my confidence out. It's like, well, that's a great question. I've never gotten that question before. So how do we go about doing this? And also you kind of helping me, what's the word that you use? Flow around those questions is something that, you know, if they have a good question, ask more about that question. And maybe there's something that you do know, or flow around it completely, but increasing certainty is something that, when they're asking those, it's low trust anyway. They're asking these questions for a reason. It's because they don't trust everything. So building trust with the flow around has also been really, really strong as far as like a result for me. And yeah, this is just the start. The couple deals that I've done in the past 2 days are ones that I've been working on for a couple weeks, but the meetings I've had this week, the meetings that I had last week that were initial discovery meetings have gone so much better. I'm not going to say every single one of them have been qualified. A lot of them haven't had the budget, but that's just the way of the game. But it's so much, I don't know. I just feel like my posture, like I set up with confidence in these meetings, and yeah, I'm knowledgeable. I'm not shortcutting my skill set or, the competence I have within, the services we provide. And that's something that it's transparent, and I feel a lot better.
That is fantastic. I love hearing that. Dude, that is great. So I've seen a lot of that come through in the calls that I was reviewing too. So we'll dig into all that kind of good stuff as well. So I've recognized a lot of that flow in the call that I did take a look at. So we'll dig into that. So dude, I really appreciate you giving me that feedback.
Yeah, thank you, dude. It's I understand now that everybody's different. Like everybody has their little, way of doing things. But after meeting with you and the other individuals, it's like I have a feeling that I gravitate towards what you do. Obviously, I don't have all the skill sets that you have, but it's just like the way I communicate is more in line with where you're at than, for example, Caleb. And not to say that his isn't working for him, because I know it is. He hit 17,000 plus this month, killing it. But it's just, you know, it's a little bit more abrasive for me to absorb or try to include those things than your model and what we've talked about.
Awesome. Awesome. Outstanding. Cool. So that helps me understand kind of where to go in all my notes too. So I'm going to stop this recording.